Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. I'm Amanda, and today we're going to be continuing Vampyr. So, I know I was struggling in the last episode, but today I'm determined. We will get back to you once I kick Fergal Bansha's ass.
Return to your apothecary and needles. I shall.
Gotcha, bitch!
You did it! Finally.
Yeah, like what you guys didn't see is that I told Emily to just not record, just don't watch me, because I would have to go the patient method with him, the patient deliberate method with him, and that was very slow.
She literally, we were about to start recording and she literally said to me, "Say nothing. Say nothing until I'm done."
But we are done.
Yeah.
At least one skull escaped Fergal's wrath.
I will say it is possible to do these things. I know in the last video I seemed really frustrated, and that was probably the reason why I wasn't doing so well, is because I let myself get that frustrated.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to do that.
Yeah, and the key to his boss fight, if you're not as powered up as I was, clearly, is just patience. Like I said, it's patience. You gotta look for the movements and just wait.
Right.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst. This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, vampire. But thank you.
I say Sean Hampton sent me. That's gotta count for something.
I feel like I said that
Yeah,
before.
don't say, "Are you the sewer dog?"
You seem so sad.
Well, who cares?
She is, though. I'll tell you that right.
Please, who are you? I sense your sadness.
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Egon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Egon, but I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves if they had their way.
What of this Ascalon Club?
The old boys
Vampire
club.
society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
Sean is a skull. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures. How can he be any different?
Insult her
Maybe
to her
because he
face,
is the
then.
sad saint. Or perhaps because I am Old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
This is why, this is what I'm talking about with games spoon-feeding you, and why you have to pay attention to the surroundings, and why I think this game really wants you to think like a scientist, almost. You recall that after we analyzed Razvan's blood, and we talked to Edgar, Jonathan said that this new strain of the flu turns people into skulls and makes them violent. So this is one of the clues. This is why this game wants you to think like a scientist, I think, and that's why I think that took a few people off guard. But yeah, this is one of the clues that will help you understand, like, the ending. And again, it's why I like the writing in this game, because it's subtle, but if you, like, pay attention. It's why I like Agatha Christie too. You know, that's one of the reasons why I love watching Poirot.
Hello, Harriet. Let me just steal your things for a minute.
Yeah, but look at Harriet too. I want you to just look at her.
Terrible.
But look at her arm and her leg. That's the first thing I noticed when I first played this game, and it didn't quite register with me until I saw Doris Fletcher later on. But she looks different from the other Scowls, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Poor Harriet. And clearly it's painful.
Okay, you want to go back then?
Yeah. I have an important question. Because she didn't fake her death.
But why did you fake your death is the question.
Oh, I guess why...
If you want to know. Only if you want to know.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Your room. The blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Do you enjoy pain and sorrow?
Do you
That
take
seems like a
pleasure in
cruel thing to
causing
say, but
so
I feel like
much
he'll word
pain
it better.
and sorrow?
Oh.
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We're both undead.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I've said that one before. I'm trying to think if I'm no Scowl. But yeah, I feel like that would be insulting at this point, so...
Right, I mean, she's clearly in pain, and...
Yeah.
That just seems cruel.
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
You recall what Jimmy the Spark found. Yeah, that's the dead body that they're referring to, I think.
Right. Who was the murdered man?
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
Tell me about the shadows.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again, and it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
It's Ozzy's dinner time. So what are the shadows?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
I guess tell me about Harriet, because we already know all about old Bridget, right?
Do you? Do you know why Lord Redgrave once...
What manner of creature is Harriet?
dead?
Okay, man.
She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Shornhampton now.
Before we go confront Sean, there's a rescue citizen event that I want to do.
Okay.
You can only get to him from down here.
Oh, is it, what's his name? Oswald?
Oh no. Oswald is fine. He's back with Newton.
Is he back with his boyfriend?
Yeah, he's back with his boyfriend.
Okay, good.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
So he's
Sir,
the citizen
you
that
have no
you...
idea what could happen to you if you stay here. Why don't you go home?
For fuck's sake. Do I have to punch you in the face to make you disappear? Leave me be!
It's my duty to insist. Death lurks everywhere. I must ask you to go back home.
I'm safe here, don't you get it? I'm better off risking the flu than catching a bullet. Am I clear enough?
I see. Well, since you are obviously hiding from a threat, don't you have a safer place to go?
Do you think I'm stupid? The Night Asylum, the Turquoise Turtle, even Miss Gillingham's attic. I tried them all. No, this is my only chance.
Okay, I think I need to pick something up from above, I think.
Okay.
Okay. The good news is I already know what I have to do.
Okay.
That's fine. We can go meet some more people outside the Night Asylum. And then more people for you to decide if we're going to eat them when we can or not.
If we're gonna eat them.
Okay.
Sorry, just saying that is still really funny.
Well, it sounds better than embrace them, or not. Or it's more to the point than embrace them.
That's true.
Okay. Let's go take care of Sean. You know, those bullets would have been great in my fight against Fergal. Okay, Sarah, Sarah.
All the dead people. Is that still Sean's place?
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
I love how calmly Jonathan is taking it that that Sean's just eating.
To be fair, I'm sure as a doctor, you see some pretty crazy shit, so you have to have a good poker face.
Yeah. I feel like saying you have some nerve, but I think you hide your game well would be better.
Okay.
This shelter is the tip of the iceberg. You hide your game well, I'll give you that.
We are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
Don't you see the risks?
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
What about the epidemic?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
But you are a Skull.
You've turned Skull now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
I don't think we need to know about owning this place, I guess.
No, it's just some useless information.
Yeah.
Harriet, Miss Jones has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Harriet is so hateful.
Yeah, because we don't know anything about old Bridget.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skulls, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, the way he said what do you...
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
You feed on corpses.
I haven't the luxury of being able to satisfy my hunger
never mind.
on staunch
sorry.
blood and lifeless flesh.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
So, the unlocked answer, if we had investigated more about Dorothy, we would have unlocked that a mesmerize, because that's the mesmerize. Well, it's not a mesmerize, but it's something that you always, but it's something that you learn after you investigate, or if you investigate. But that's not always the best option.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, if we had investigated about Dorothy and learned more about her past, we would have had the ability to mesmerize her to make her forget everything. But because she fights back mentally, because if you remember in the very first playthrough, the very first episode we did, if someone fights back, it destroys their mind. So Dorothy would go insane, and then she would eventually turn into a Skal.
Do we want to turn him?
That's something that you're going to have to decide.
Will he turn into an Ekon?
No, he is a Skal.
So then what does turning him do?
You let him drink your blood. In exchange for 500 XP.
And that satisfies his hunger?
Do you remember what old Bridget said?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand.
Yes. It will satisfy his hunger.
I think we should do that.
Okay.
A discoveries. Vampire blood would enhance your metabolism, perhaps even heal you. If what old Bridget says is true, I'll give you some of mine.
I'd rather not. It would be extremely awkward.
You have no choice, Sean. It's the only way to protect your Cheptel, those still amongst the living.
No, Dr. Reed. God made me this way. Who am I to disobey his will?
You believe that God's plan was for you to be abandoned at birth?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I can't imagine God intended for you to be molested by a priest in an orphanage. Drink, friend.
No.
I said kneel and drink. Now.
That's a big wound.
Now we are at Mesmerize level 3.
Okay, that's good.
Alright. So
The
I'm
district
gonna...
will soon suffer the consequences of your action.
Oh, it says that every time you kill someone or or face off against a pillar of the community. So Dorothy was a pillar, Sean's a pillar, so...
But I feel like that's a good thing, because now he's not going to eat on corpses anymore. And
Oh, yeah, to be perfectly frank, that was the best option for Sean. To let him drink your blood.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go, get that clue that will help us
Another
get
corpse
Rodney
thrown in
out.
the sea.
Oh!
Someone's playing a very sick.
Forgot about this.
You even knew that was coming.
I knew that was coming. I was like ready. I was just going tee tee. There's Ichabod again. Oh, our beloved Ichabod.
And Ichabod.
Oh, do you want to talk to him?
Yes, I love talking to Ichabod.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you
Could
see
be
what
the dead-
happened?
Could be the dead body. Okay.
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Are you afraid?
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
I'm just gonna ask the next question now.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
You don't say.
Oh, the irony.
Alright, do you want to ask him anything else or no?
No, let's go.
Okay, I want to show you this little animation. I will move my head because it's going to be right where my face is. But I want to show you the animation. Just look at Jonathan's face.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
I think that's
Oh,
cute.
that's funny. That's cute.
Alright, let's investigate this guy.
I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father.
Was it Mary?
It's Mary. I can tell you that because Emily has seen me fight Mary before because...
Yeah.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch?
How did...
I must go there.
How did Mary turn if she didn't drink Jonathan's blood?
He kissed her. He gave her a little kiss.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that until actually this playthrough, because I didn't see it or hear it, because that was a question I noticed a lot of people had. But yeah, if you in the animation when he's holding her up and he like realizes that she's dead, you can hear it's very faint, but you can hear a little kiss sound
Okay.
when he like leans his head down. Yeah, he gives her a little kiss,
Oh, interesting.
and that got his blood into her body. Okay. But that actually raises a good something that I wanted to talk about. Says watching Sean drink Jonathan's blood, that raised a topic.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
I wanted
Do you
to
need any help?
discuss.
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So he's another person that oh yeah, I'm looking for what we can get Rodney Grader out of the sewer. I will explain that after we meet this old lady.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Jonathan can't enter homes unless he's invited in.
Well, yeah, that's a vampire thing.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say. Okay, Rodney, I just heard what happened tonight. I ran into your house, but you're already gone. Is it true you killed him? I can't believe it. Why? What happened? Da, 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 da. Let's see. Da, 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 yeah. So, if you recall, when we talked to Edwina
Yes.
Cox, they killed a man.
Uh-huh.
That man was Jack Gillingham.
Oh, is that
What? Oh!
her?
Look! It's just the...
Well,
Don't go out the other door. Okay. Yeah, so Jack, that was a letter that Jack wrote to Rodney. Yes, so basically the story is Jack took the fall for Rodney killing one of the
It's
Wetwood
locked,
boys.
all right.
oh.
And that is why Edwina and Booth killed him. And this woman is Jack's mother.
Oh.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
To be honest, she really can't give us much information at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna give her medicine though.
Do you require medical attention, miss?
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
I'll try my best. Here, take this. And please, try to get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
So,
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
yeah, Mrs. Gillingham, she's just basically lost her mind.
She probably has Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy, why I talked to him is because, and why I wanted to ask you about him, he is taking advantage of the fact that Miss Gillingham, it confuses some people, like you saw she confused Jonathan. Let's see if he does anything. Oh, he probably won't. Like, she confused Jonathan to be her son, Jack.
Yeah.
So he's taking advantage of that, so he pretends to be Jack to get money from Miss Gillingham.
Oh,
And
he can die.
Yeah, okay, you want to kill him?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that after we investigate, just to kind of justify it a little bit more, or do you want to do it right now?
No, we knew it. We know that's happening. Go kill him.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get more... Sorry, I know I just said that, but let me see if just talking to him right now I can get enough hints to up the blood quantity a
There's
little
no need
bit.
to call me that, Dr. Rick.
Okay, so now that I've gotten those, there we go. So now that I got those hints from him, his blood quantity, you'll notice it went up from 1,500 to 2,250.
Oh.
All right. You want him to go?
Yeah, let's kill him.
What about Dyson?
Yeah, Dyson too.
Okay, so we'll have to go to sleep because we probably should after we do a little
evening,
boss
young
fight
man.
like what
There's
we
no
did
need
with
to call me
Fer-
that, Dr. Reed.
Fergal. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that'll heal up Dyson and that'll get us some more XP.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
I've never done this. Actually, no, I did it once for Seymour in my very first playthrough. Seymour was the only person I killed. But let's do it.
Oh, does it lead you? Where a safe place is?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
so that no one can see.
Now we're gonna sidestep this away.
I was just pretending. I caused no harm. I could have taken good care of that old lady.
No, you wouldn't have.
Nope. Okay, do you want to go back and get Rodney now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Might as well save him because I'm pretty sure I will forget if I don't.
Okay.
Okay, oh yes, but before I forget, so I wanted to talk about consumption in vampire novels. Specifically what it means and what it means for what it's supposed to symbolize or what it's kind of meant to symbolize. So in Carmilla, we talked about Carmilla.
Yeah.
And how that was supposed to be, you know, it's lesbianism, is what it was hiding.
Right.
So Carmilla is a female vampire and she drinks of a female victim. Dracula only targets women. And the vampire brides only target children. They mostly target children.
Right.
And occasionally men. So if we take like Dracula as what we kind of touched on, we touched on this very, very briefly in the first video. In one of the courses I took in college where we discussed animals in society, we discussed Dracula, and one of the interpretations of it was how it's an anti-immigration novel. And specifically what it was trying to show, if you accept that version, Emily, I know when I discussed this with you, you didn't necessarily see it that way, and that's fine, but that's just one interpretation. If you look at it from that way, a lot of people say that it's that it's going to be, that if we allow Eastern Europeans specifically, I'm going to say Eastern Europeans because that's who it was targeting, into the civilized Western society, the family unit, the English traditional family unit will fall apart. So, let's think of it this way.
Well, that's a reach, because Dracula also fed off of Harker.
I don't think he fed off of Harker in the book. I mean, he certainly kept him there as a prisoner. I don't remember if he fed off of him. Someone comment below if you remember. I have the book on the shelf.
But now we're playing a game.
Yeah, we're playing a game. I'll go do it.
It's because I thought he was because I thought the brides tried to eat Harker, but then Dracula came in and was like, "No, this man is mine."
He said, "Don't harm him," and he brought them a child to drink.
Right.
So, sorry. Let's get
Rodney,
Rodney out of here.
You're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the colour of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
You're no cold-blooded killer.
Unfortunately, I have met several murderers during my lifetime. You don't look like them. I can tell you're no cold-blooded killer.
You're right, sir. At first it was just a simple argument between us. But the man had a bad fall.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Okay.
Does he die?
No. Well, if you eat him, he will die. But okay. So yeah. So going back to it. So the metaphor there is that these corrupt women feed on children. A good, proper English family unit, the mother is the mother. You know, the mother.
Right.
So these women are not mother material, clearly. Because they're unfit. So in the end, Mina and Jonathan have a child together. And that's supposed to symbolize Mina has been freed of the corruption after they killed Dracula. She's freed of the corruption. She's a mother now. Clearly, she's nothing like those vampire brides anymore because she's a mother. But it's the man.
That's an interesting way to think about it. I will say that.
Yeah, and it's the man that's coming in and corrupting these women, and also Lucy as well. She was more easily corrupted than Mina. She turned much more quickly. And she also tried to kill children as well, if you remember. She killed children right away. So it's also Lucy was sort of the idea of this modern woman going against the traditional family values. Mina was also slightly modern, but she accepted modern values that would be useful to Jonathan. That's actually a quote in the book. She says, "I'm going to learn typing, I'm going to practice my typing and really try to get the skills because I think it would be useful to Jonathan." But Lucy, on the other hand, she's supposed to be like modern in the sense that she has this variety of men. She's kind of after superficial things, but she still enjoys the attention of the other men. So it's like, oh, she's not necessarily the mother figure that Mina has the potential of being. She's not this pure innocent one. But if you allow these like foreign men to come in and corrupt our women, then the family unit will fall apart, was kind of the point. Basically. And as you've probably guessed by now, drinking blood, the biting, that's supposed to represent sex.
You know, I'm just picturing these Victorian authors, and I'm imagining that, like, you know those like conspiracy theorists with the big cork boards and the red string that attaches everything?
Yeah.
Like, all right, I want to write a novel. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's build in so many secrets that nobody's gonna find unless they really dig. Like, is that just what they did and when they wanted to write like a simple horror story or not so simple horror story?
I don't know, because, like, Hitchcock would do things like that, too. Like in North by Northwest.
What do you mean? Oh,
The train-
North by Northwest.
Yeah, I think it was North by Northwest. The train going into the tunnel.
Yeah.
I remember...
It's locked.
Oh.
Well, I feel like the visual... That's a little different. Like the Jekyll and Hyde, the old Jekyll and Hyde movie did that too. Because there's this scene where
oh, she's naked.
He's trying to figure out if he wants to go to Ivy, and Jekyll's fiance is like giving him trouble about something, and
are you talking about the
like,
black and
pot,
white?
and it eventually boils over before he finally decides to go see Ivy.
I don't remember that bit. Ah, fuck. I just remember, like, that was actually pre-code.
Yes.
A YouTube channel, that I found... sorry. I didn't realize I was dying as much as I was. But yeah, I found this YouTube channel, and they post a bunch of pre-code, clips, movie clips. I think I sent you one with Thelma Todd. Don't die, Jonathan. Please don't die. We're just about to level up.
By the way, that violates copyright. Do not do that. Actually, no. If it's pre-code, it's probably in fair use by now. So, or in public domain, not fair use. Excuse me.
Yeah, but anyway, no. The funny thing about Jekyll and Hyde is that because it was pre-code, Ivy was like naked. They showed like her whole half side of her just naked.
Yeah, you saw side boob.
Yeah, side boob. That was impressive for like the 30s.
I don't know if it's impressive, but it was certainly.
It was something
interesting to see that.
Oh, but I remember an artist. I think it was. It could have been George Perez. I can't remember if it was George Perez or Jack Kirby. One of those really legendary comic book artists. I remember watching this documentary about people censoring his artwork. He said, people used to take the cleavage off of my girls.
Right.
And then he was talking about this Punisher panel that he was illustrating, and he said, the gun shoved into the holster said more than anything else.
That's true. No, it's so interesting because I was thinking about this the other day because when I started my whole break during the bar exam, I fell down an anime rabbit hole. So I just noticed a lot of different things. Like when we were growing up, there was like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Cardcaptor Sakura, and like those were all children's shows. But like if you look at Yu-Gi-Oh! That is undubbed, like there's so much that was censored for American audiences, and it's like it just kind of hit me how people thought that cartoons, like at least the executives for a while at least thought that okay, it's a cartoon, that means it's directed towards children.
Yeah.
And put in all this censorship. Whereas like it wasn't until I feel like maybe the late to early 2010s that they started actually realizing, okay, adults watch anime too. Because I was watching a little bit of Soul Eater, and they do like include bad language, include like references to sex, include very inappropriate things. And it's like, okay, it seemed like, okay, now they're recognizing that cartoons are also for adults. The other thing that I noticed was how for the longest time anime has embraced the idea of someone being genderless, or like a character being genderless. Like you had a Grell in Black Butler, there was Krona in Soul Eater. Those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head, but it's like those two characters are like their gender is not specific, they have no gender. Or like in Cardcaptor Sakura, there was a character there that was genderless as well.
I don't remember that. I don't remember Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but I do remember that. But yeah, it's just interesting because like also in Sailor Moon, Neptune, I think Sailor Neptune and one of the other, that they were actually a couple, but that was like, again, not included in the dub. It was just that they were good friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's interesting that these things have been around for a long time, and it's just, they've always been, but yet cultures like ours seem to feel a need to censor that when it's been accepted. Or at least portrayed. I don't know if...
Ah, shit.
Anyway.
No, it is important. I think I'm glad that it's actually becoming more accepted because, you know, if nothing else, it teaches people that, different people exist. Different kinds of people exist.
Well, it just brings like, visibility. And it's like, hey, this is a normal thing.
Ah, fuck you! He was even aiming for the Volcod sewer beast, whatever. This is, I'm leveling up, people. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm leveling up. I just want to get to the docks, double check on dice, and I want to get back to the hospital and then get as many experience points as I can along the way. I know I am in a hideout. I know I can level up here. I am not going to. I'm going to go back to the hospital for the sake of story. But anyway, yeah. Emily and I will look at who else we can eat along the way. Maybe that can give me more XP. And we will investigate the strange murders that have been happening next time as well.
All right, so like we said earlier, if you have an answer about our Dracula questions, leave it in the comments down below. Do you have any other commentary that you want to add to it? Any comments about this video? Any comments about our conversation? Also put that right down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. But for right now, I'm Emily.
And I'm Amanda.
We're M&M, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Bye!